This is the intro song.
Oh my god. That was a very
that's it.
sci-fi
That's all I got.
intro. That's a very sci-fi intro.
Yep. I mean, it's short, sweet, to the point. You know, that's what I spoke to some marketing professionals, and that's what they said. So.
Did they?
Yeah.
I highly doubt that. But hello, everyone. Welcome
Heyo.
to
Everyone.
podcast number 25. We're
Except you, Daniel.
a quarter. Daniel.
I don't know who Daniel is. I'm just calling out Daniel.
Okay, except for
everyone
Daniel.
named
There's no
Daniel.
Daniels.
You're not welcome here.
Oh my gosh.
What if like
a quarter-
80% of our viewer base was named Daniel?
We'd be screwed.
Yeah. Oh well. See you, Daniel.
See you, Daniel. Steven. His name's Stevens D. But yeah, so we're a quarter of the way to 100, which is pretty cool. I feel like we're like halfway technically, because halfway into the year, but I guess technically we already hit our halfway mark. But I just feel like 25 is more half than 21, but it's not, because mathematically that's not correct. But I know there's 52 weeks in a year. It's just
that made no sense.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Yes, it does.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, what's up, everyone? How has your week been? Let us know. We had snow today, which is really weird.
Freaking awesome. I
It's
wish it
April
lasted
2nd.
More than freaking like an hour.
Dude, it lasted it was snowing for like 2 hours, like at least here
But
and
like,
at the gym
it didn't
area.
last that long, is what I'm saying. It should have been all day, every day. And
It's just very odd.
And then it like melted in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it was sunny.
Which sucks because it started to stick because like it cooled the ground off enough to where like it was actually sticking and not just melting, and then like it just stopped and it's like, all right, well, I guess we're melting now.
Yeah, so it was weird because it started snowing and it was like 39 degrees outside. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand how sometimes it rains. I get why. I know like sometimes the atmosphere is colder up in the sky more than down below, but it's so weird because like when meteorologists like call for snow around here where we live, basically like it never happens. Like it's like a myth. So that was very odd today. It's literally April 2nd. So I don't know. It was actually sticking too, which was very surprising because it's been pretty warm. So I don't know. That was just very interesting. But how was your day otherwise,
I
Joe?
mean, it was great. I mean, that was a great start to it. And then one of the anime I used to watch, like, let's see, I watched it for over 2 years in college because the first season was 75 episodes, and the second season, I know, right? And then the second season, which I don't know why they did this. The first season ended, and then the next week, the second season started. So it's like nothing actually like stopped and started. But the second season was 50 episodes. So in total, that first runtime was 125 episodes. But so season 3 just started today. So I was super happy about that. Watched that while I ate dinner, and then it snowed for like a little bit, which was cool. No pun intended.
Wow.
Actually, I take that back. Pun fully intended. And yeah, I beat the freaking mage lad in Sekiro last night. Like the ghost warrior spellcaster dude. He was tough. Didn't
Is he
realize,
like a hard boss or something?
So I didn't realize that you're supposed to use spoilers, unless you consider tips spoilers.
Oh my gosh.
You're supposed to use an item called Divine Confetti when you fight him because it lets you do more damage and stuff. I didn't know that because the description says like the confetti lets you hit like spirits, like apparitions that you normally can't touch or something. But I mean, you can touch him. So I thought like maybe like, oh, I can like hit the death orbs that he's shooting at me or something. Because like I don't think you can block them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't do that. I spent maybe 10 tries, maybe less. It might have been a little less than 10 tries, maybe like 8. trying to beat him though. But I did it. It took forever, but I did it. So that was really good. I rewarded myself with 2 Oreos, which, by the way, this podcast.
I think I heard that.
This
by the way,
podcast is not sponsored by Nabisco, but Nabisco, if you're listening, hit us up. I eat Oreos like every week. This week's selection of Oreo is chocolate cream.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna get sponsored by them eventually, and Bang
is
Energy.
Really nice because the chocolate cream, they put more in than the single stuff, but it's a little less than the double stuff, but like it's still a good amount of like cream, and it's amazing. So yeah, so like that was really the only thing getting me through that fight was like once I beat him, I can eat some Oreos. And I was gonna have like a bunch of them because he was really freaking hard. It took forever. But I only ended up having 2 because I was playing as I was like eating, and by the time I finished my second one, I came across another mini boss. I'm like, oh great, now I gotta like focus on this guy. So then I made a new goal to where I had to beat him in order to eat the rest of the Oreos that I wanted to eat.
So wait, so you weren't eating Oreos every time you died? You were eating Oreos every time you beat a boss?
It was just that wasn't like a theme or anything in like the stream. It was just like to help motivate me to beat him, because like I was having difficulty. So it's like, okay,
yeah.
I have Oreos right here next to me. I want to eat them, but I want to beat this boss. So let me set a goal for myself, and it worked. So
you should totally eat yourself into obesity on Twitch by every time you die, you have to eat an Oreo. So literally you eat a pack of Oreos and you have a heart attack on stream.
What's funny is I was talking to people about that in Discord today. They're like, what if you did it like where you ate an Oreo every time you died? And Andy from my chat, he was like, Joe would probably get sick of Oreos. And I was, all I wanted to do was post like the Anakin meme where it's like, you underestimate my power.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, there's no way you can get sick of Oreos.
I would never get sick of Oreos. Are you kidding me?
They're so good.
If there was no repercussion, I would eat a pack a day. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah, I know. They're so good.
I know. Yeah, so so that was my day / night. Yeah. How was your day?
It was pretty good. Woke up, did some stuff for my job, and then went and worked out, and I made another guide for Division. Have to export it and stuff.
Are you more active in this guide? Or do you stand around more?
I am. Okay, I am more active. I am doing stuff. Circles? No, it's me shooting stuff, and it's actually gameplay. But then I have to actually show people stuff, so I, show them that or whatever. I've edited it and everything, but yeah. So I basically made a theory crafting guide of basically like how to create your own builds and how not to.
Division 2.
No, yeah, seriously, but like how to not feel so overwhelmed when you're trying to build a character or not build a character, but build something on your character. Because it's kind of confusing, and I know a lot of people just look at builds online, but if they want to like learn how to actually build their own thing, they can use this. So I was doing that, and that was pretty good. I was gonna stream tonight, but I don't know if I'll be able to just because I have to get up super early for my job, so it just depends. But it was pretty good. I was gonna ask you how Sekiro was actually, but then you already said that.
It's a lot of fun. It's difficult at times. So it's not even like, so let me just say this before I like delve into like the issues with like the bosses and stuff. Which is more like issues of me and not the bosses. The only 2 issues I have with the game are the camera is really like janky sometimes, like if like you're backed up against like a wall or something, or like like you're running in front of like a pillar or something, the camera like sort of like it always has to be behind you and keep you in view, if that makes sense. So like if you're like backing up to a wall, then like the camera's gonna like, it can't go through the wall because then you can't see yourself. But like like it basically like zooms in so close to you that you can't see yourself. So that's kind of annoying sometimes. And also because of the second thing, which is the lock-on. So the way the lock-on works in Sekiro is like you just click a button and it locks onto whatever target you're looking at. And you can use if you're playing with the controller, you can use the right analog to like tap left or right, and it'll like cycle through targets. That's kind of annoying sometimes because you'd think, oh, well, like looking from like left to right, it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of like where the enemies are. But I guess it's based on maybe like distance from you as well. I don't know. At least it seems like that sometimes. So like instead of like, let's say I lock on to target 1 and I want to go to target 3 or 4 or whatever. Or no, let's say I want to go to target 2. But like 2 is like farther back than all the others and 3 is like the closest to me. If I like tapped to the right, instead of going from 1 to 2, it would go from like 1 to 3. And then if I did it again, it would go to 2. And it's just like, what? So like some of that's annoying, which also leads to like having to deal with the camera, because when you're locked on, your camera is always fixated like on yourself and who you're locked onto. But if the camera goes all janky, like when you're backed up against a wall or something, then it can cause you to lose the lock on, which means you can't see where the enemy is, and then they could just like come out of nowhere and go like, surprise, you're dead. So that's kind of annoying. And this is just more of like, this one is a personal gripe with it. Because I feel like they didn't intend for this to be an actual thing, but fighting multiple enemies at once is extremely hard, if not impossible, in that game, depending on the enemies. But I feel like
Get good.
like they do it. Their sneak is a big part of the game, and they do a good job of like teaching you that early on. And like obviously, like if you just run up to like fight everyone, like you're gonna get like surrounded and die pretty quickly. So like you're meant to sneak, and like they give you plenty of like space and stuff usually, and like different options. But there are some parts where like you can't avoid like just fighting one person at a time, or like picking people off one at a time, because like people could be like walking in groups of 3 or something, and like yeah, you could sneak kill one, but then you still have the other 2 to deal with. So that's kind of annoying. But I don't know.
Can you kill, like, can you use like area of effect things and like other environmental hazards to like help?
So there aren't really environmental hazards. I mean, there kind of are, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But you do have something called shinobi tools, which are like, you know, like your different like special skills. So like you have like shuriken launcher, you have a flamethrower, an axe or whatever. You also get like fireworks, which are pretty useful because you throw them in like a wide cone in front of you, and like whatever they like quote unquote hit or explode at the feet of, they will like stun them for a bit. So like you could use that technically like in a group, but it's not like a permanent stun. And once you start hitting someone like once or twice, it'll snap them out of the stun. So then they can just like automatically like block your next attack or whatever. And it's getting to the point in the game where like even like the basic enemies take like maybe like 4 hits to take down. Not because like I'm weak per se. It's just like they're stronger enemies. And there's like a lot of different enemy types too, which is cool. So like, yeah, like I guess I'm just not good about doing that. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just not patient enough either. Cause like I could try to take my time, like just block both attackers as much as I can, like get in a little cheeky hit here or there, and then back off or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So is it also required to use lock on?
No, not at all.
Is it impossible if you don't?
No, it's just like a lot harder.
It's a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes sense. I was just curious if, you know, if that is like a necessity or whatever.
I mean, like on bosses, I feel like yes, because you need to see what the boss is doing like at all times and stuff. Although for Mage Lad, which is what I call him, I think he's actually called like Ghost Warrior or something. I don't know. He was annoying to use with the lock on because with him, he shoots out, spoilers again, these like spirit orbs, and like they just sort of like they're like floating mines, and like if you hit them, like you take damage, and it fills up this meter called terror. And if your terror meter gets full, you instantly die no matter what. No matter if you have full health or 1 health or whatever. So if like you're locked onto him, you can't see where they all are unless like you're really far away. But if you're really far away, then you can't hit him, obviously. So kind of annoying. So like he was a boss where like I had to like kind of switch between like locking on and locking off, I guess. Or unlocking. He was fun though. But like for the most part, I was locked on the whole time, and like I would just try to like keep track of where the orbs were, because the orbs, they don't just float in the air, they slowly descend towards the ground, like really slowly. And they don't start very high in the air either. Maybe like head level or just above your head. And then they'll also like slowly follow you, so like you have time to like run around and stuff. Like they're not fast or anything, but it's just like if you go in to hit him like a couple times and then back off, you might back into one of those orbs and take damage, that because like you didn't know it was there or whatever.
Okay. Well, Trevor said that basically, if you had that confetti thing, that you basically could beat it in like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, so before I went to bed last night, I looked up like a guide on like, was there an easier way I could have done this, or did I do this like the hardest way possible? I did it the hardest way possible. Cause I watched, it was like on polygon.com or whatever. They had their guide and they showed the video. The dude beat him in like 20 seconds. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my God.
Although to be fair, the character that they were using had like max health, like a bunch of different like buffs or something. He had like an extra revive slot too. So like he looked like he like beat the game already and then went back to fight the boss with divine confetti.
Jeez.
But like, yeah, he was doing like, I don't know, maybe like a 20th, or maybe like a 15th of the boss's like health with every hit. I was doing like 0.1% or something. It felt like, that's what it felt like anyways. Like the health bar moved down by like a hair or like a pixel or something every time I hit him. So I would have to like run up, hit him like once, twice, maybe 3 times if I'm lucky, then back the frick off and run around, wait for my next opening, and just do that the whole time.
Jeez.
It took forever, but it was worth it. And then, like I said, after that, I ran across a mini boss who was really annoying because they were a sniper that literally did like 90% of your health. And if you tried to fight them up close, their sniper doubled as a pole arm, or like a halberd technically. And they could like also wreck you with that. And they had this really cool like move that they would use where they swing it from overhead down onto you, and it had like a hook on like the bottom of the barrel. So they would like basically hook you in like on the shoulder, pull you to them, kick you in like the gut or something to stun you, and then shoot you in the head.
Interesting.
And it's really cool, but like I died like 5 times to it or something. But so getting to environmental hazards, that room that you fight him in, it's like in this cave, and there's like this poisonous water. And if you stand in the poison for too long, it'll fill up your poison meter. And if your meter gets full, then you become poisoned and you take damage over time. And it's like a lot of damage. Not at once, but like in total, like it's a lot of damage. So what I ended up doing is I ended up baiting the mini boss into the poison basically. And then I would like hide, or I would stand out in the open so they could take their aim at me. And then once they had their aim acquired on me, I would duck behind cover, wait for them to shoot, and then pop back out, because they wouldn't try to move. They would just be like, oh, he's right there. Let me try this again. Take aim. I go into cover, and so on. So like they would rack up poison damage, and then I literally just did that for like 10 minutes until they died.
Oh my gosh.
But the downside is like, so the mini bosses have like 2 health bars, and you have to deliver a death blow to kill them and to knock down each health bar. So like when the first bar was completely empty, they still weren't going down to the second bar because I needed to get up to them and deliver the death blow. And I almost died doing that, which was funny.
Wow.
But yeah, and then like the second time it was better because I wasn't a noob. But yeah, finally beat them. Had like 5 Oreos to celebrate, and then got off. And then
Five
went to bed.
Oreos.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6. Don't judge.
Jeez Louise.
But yeah.
Well,
so long story short, Sekiro is a lot of fun, and I recommend it to anyone who doesn't mind pulling their hair out from time to time.
I feel like you were pulling your hair out more than time to time.
Last night I had a lot of fun. Sunday when I was playing it, I was not having that much fun.
Yeah, you did not seem like you were having a lot of fun.
This is also what I wanted to say. So the pole arm enemies, like the halberds and stuff, or the spears, whatever. I friggin' hate those guys. They're my Achilles heel in that game because they have 2 attacks that you have to dodge very specifically or counter even. They have thrust attacks, which you can only counter with a specific skill that you have to unlock, which you can unlock it like super early in the game. It's not like it's hard to get, but it's just like recognizing, okay, that's a thrust attack. I need to like use this attack. And then they have like a swipe. It's like a low swipe or sweep, I guess, which you can't block or like deflect or anything or counter. You have to dodge it. And because they have like spears or pole arms or whatever, they usually have a long reach. So you can't just like jump away from them because they'll still get you. You have to jump onto their head, basically like a Mario hop off their head. And I suck at jumping in combat for some reason. I just like forget jumping is a thing. I'm so used to like deflecting and dodging. So like,
oh gosh.
And the mini boss I was fighting on Sunday was a freaking like spear guy, and I just could not for the life of me beat him too. But I did eventually, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's good that you finally, I guess, found that it's fun to play, even though it might be frustrating at times.
It's only those enemies that frustrate me, usually.
Well, see, that's why me and Sean usually struggle with the Dark Souls games, because we get frustrated with like enemies that aren't bosses. It's just really frustrating when like a skeleton, and I've said that a lot before, but like when like a skeleton like kills you.
Sekiro's kind of like that too, with like some of its enemies. But like,
yeah,
it's usually not like a reoccurring thing. It's just like I'm tilted from like how it usually goes for me is like I die from like the boss for like the 10th time or something, and I'm just trying to like speed through them, maybe like farm some money to like get some potions or whatever. And then like I make one mistake and just pay for it because like I'm just tilted or something, you know. And then they're like, God, I just died to these freaking worthless little maggots and blah blah blah. And then I get more tilted. But yeah.
No, yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but it seems like it's like rewarding at least though. So I don't know. That's good.
It definitely is. It's funny because like there was one day last week where I think it was Thursday. I wasn't streaming it, but I was playing it just to like grind and do some like the more tedious stuff that I wouldn't want to show on stream. And like even that was like getting like I wasn't fighting bosses or anything. I was just going around killing the same enemies over and over. That was getting me like not stressed per se, but like I guess tense. I don't know. Like, you know, like I feel like I had to like concentrate or put effort into it.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy. And like when I'm fighting bosses and like I finish them, I'm just like, oh man, whew, take a break. I just ran a marathon.
I know, dude. That's kind of how some things are in Monster Hunter, but not too bad. It's just like I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss Monster Hunter.
No, dude, Monster Hunter's great, dude.
I know it is good. I just got tired of it for some reason. I don't know, but maybe one day I'll replay it, and maybe when Iceborne or whatever it's called comes out.
No, yeah, Iceborne will be good. But yeah, so I guess I can talk about my gripe that I have with Division because I've been playing that and it's been good. So maybe we could do like a weekly what?
I I did an oopsie. It's okay. Just go on.
Okay. Is it bad?
I mean, like it's salvageable, but just I'll tell you later. Just don't mind me.
Is it something to do with the podcast?
Maybe.
Oh God.
I didn't not record. I am recording, but I accidentally recorded your voice and my voice at the same time. So yeah.
So that's I don't know how we're gonna salvage that, but
we can fix it. Don't worry. All right. Anyways, with Division 2 or whatever you're gonna say, how many?
I may just have an echo. That's one thing I might have.
Yeah, we can just line it up so where there's no echo.
Okay, I'll let you do that.
All right, I'm gonna eat some potatoes.
But okay, so Division 2 has been great or whatever, but I was thinking maybe like we could have like I think we should have like our weekly gripe of the game that we're playing. That's a new series we're gonna start, guys. So we're gonna do that. And then another thing I want to do, I just thought of, is we're gonna talk about the most ridiculous gaming news that was this past week. And so I actually have something to actually say for that at the end, but we'll do that at the end. But
okay.
So Division 2 is great. I've been playing a lot. I'm basically I am at the end game, and I'm basically max gear score that I can be right now for the most part. Like you can like basically keep grinding, slowly get up, but the next world tier comes out this Friday, and then the raid comes out like I think a couple days after that, and that boosts the gear score up 50 points, or the soft cap, I guess. So basically, I'm like ready for the next world tier because I'm 450 and like you gotta be 425 for that. But so there's been a lot of people kind of asking the developers like some questions about the AI, because in the last world tier right now, they don't seem to be acting normally, and maybe they're going to take over the world. I don't know. But basically, there's like rushers in the game. Like I know you remember that from Division 1, the ones that have like lightning bolts basically.
Yeah.
So basically the rushers, will rush you when that's like their thing, right? Because they have close combat weapons. So, but the problem that's happening is in World Tier 4, every enemy a lot of times will rush you, or not. This isn't all the time. The cases are definitely not like all the time. It's just happening to people, and so they're reporting it to try to see if the devs can help, and like they're trying to like fix it basically. But basically like the AI, like some of the AI sometimes will like rush you that aren't rushers. And the problem with that is the way they said they designed World Tier 4 and the higher tiers is when an enemy takes significant amount of damage, they're supposed to act like a human player. So they're supposed to take cover and stuff, and they're not just supposed to run at you. And so like you're shooting like a grenadier or a thrower, that's what they call them, like the ones that shoot grenades or throw grenades, which by the way, they can throw like half a mile. So that's insane. I saw one guy throw a Molotov cocktail, I swear to you, like 500 yards. I was like, Jesus.
Dude,
but
he's in the wrong line of work. He should be playing NFL.
I know, it was insane. But
American football.
Basically, they'll like rush you, and the problem is some of the AI they swarm you, and they're not supposed to swarm you like that because they pretty much melt through your armor at World Tier 4. And so you just die, like your team just gets wiped, and so they're trying to like fix that. So that's really like my only gripe, because sometimes it's frustrating because they don't act like they should. Basically, like it's not that I don't want it to be easy. It's just I see why there's like a flaw in that. Like they need to figure that out basically, and figure out like why it's not working properly sometimes. But besides that, it's really fun because the named enemies in this game are hilarious. Like it cracks me up so much. Like there was a dude today called like I was fighting, it's like Jose like crazy ass Cortez or something, and then I posted that one in the Discord basically, and it was I don't know if you remember it, but I told Sean about it, but it was, see if I can find it.
Yeah, which Discord did you put it in?
I put it in this one, or I put it in HOTS. Yeah, so So the boss name was Finnegan Loose Lips McGinnis.
Oh, yeah.
And so they have like some hilarious names, dude. Like
God, that's so
all the
funny.
named enemies have great names, and so they just have like tons of bounties and tons of named enemies. So it's really cool.
My name is Finnegan Loose Lips McGinnis.
Yeah, so
how I
it's been
imagine
really
it
good. And there's actually like a lot of secrets in this game, like that I felt like wasn't in Division 1. So that's actually something that I really like. Like there's a lot of hidden things that you can do that they don't really tell you about. And one of them is like the hunter masks, and that's like the screenshot I posted. And basically there's like 12 hunter masks, and they're these like division agents that are like ghosts basically. And you have to do like emotes in certain parts of the map. And I don't know how people found these so quick, but basically like you have to do these certain emotes, and they freaking are hard as crap to kill. And once you kill them, you get like their specific mask, and they're like cosmetic. So it's pretty tight. There's just like a lot of them and a lot of things like that. But that would definitely be my gripe for that game right now.
Interesting.
So just saying. But besides that, yeah, so what I wanted to mainly talk about, or just talk about a little bit, was I had texted you, and
Yep.
you got that text or whatever. But
Yep.
basically what I was going to talk about is our 25th podcast. So I was going to talk to the audience about content creation, which is Twitch and YouTube. And what's it called? So basically, did I tell you 5 tips?
You said like 5 to 7.
Yeah, so I have like 5 or 6. So
Okay.
basically, we want to give you our 5 to 25 tips of is that a Yoo-hoo?
Don't worry about it.
Dang it. Basically, we want to give you guys our 5 to 7 tips. I'm just going to say, let's just do 5. 5 tips on if you guys and girls want to start a YouTube channel or start streaming. Me and Joe, I've been doing YouTube since freshman year of college. I had like a channel before me and Joe's channel that I did some stuff on. I did like RuneScape guides, and it had like actually a lot of views. I had like I think 500 subscribers or something. I don't know, but so I've been doing it since then, and Joe's been doing it basically since like senior year of college. So we've been doing it for like 7 years or so, and we've been streaming for. I know. Joe's been streaming for like he's been streaming consistently for probably like 6 months, maybe
Sure.
something like that. But he streamed for a while ago, and I streamed too. So basically, we have some knowledge on it and some live and learn things. So do you want to start with your 5 helpful tips for our beautiful viewers?
Except Daniel.
Except Daniel's.
Consistency. Tip number 1. Because if people know when to watch you, when to find your videos, or when to tune into your stream, then they'll be more likely to remember it. But if you're random about when you stream or upload a video or whatever, like if you upload your first video on like Monday, and then you're like, okay, next week we'll have a video out whenever, but it's like next like Friday or something. It's basically 2 weeks without a video. Same thing with like streaming, like make a schedule. So I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then like anything else is just extra at that point. But if I'm like, all right, I'll stream the Tuesday, I'll stream Wednesday, I guess I'll stream Friday, I'll stream Monday, I'll stream Thursday. Like it's random, and no one's gonna like understand like what your schedule is because you don't really have one. So it's kind of, the same mentality of like new episode of NCIS this Tuesday on CBS. Like I hate you. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST there's a freaking new episode of NCIS on or whatever. So to tune in or like set your DVR at least. So consistency.
Okay. So for people that don't really have viewers, though, do you think like
It still
if they try to,
matters.
yeah, that's also what I was wondering. So I'm just curious why, because like I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking because
Because
it doesn't
eventually-
seem like it
because
would matter. I
eventually-
guess.
Eventually, you're going to get viewers. And if they want to come back, they're going to want to know when to come back. So you always say, like, at the outro of, like, your stream or video or whatever, like, you know, make sure to check out. Like, if you're streaming, you could have, like, a schedule in the description or something. I also just mention it verbally, like, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, at such and such time, or like I upload a new video every like other day on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe and blah blah blah, because then they'll know, oh, okay, I gotta come back like on Tuesday to see him stream or see the video or whatever.
Okay, gotcha.
And then like you just build your audience from there and stuff.
Right. Okay. So do you want to do all your tips first, or do you want me to do
No,
my?
you can do one.
All right,
I
so
bet
that
we
was
have
one
a
of
lot-
mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I bet we have a lot of overlapping tips. So
Okay, so that was one of mine. So
let
The
me
second
just think of
so-
my other 4 tips real quick.
oh my god. So I would say my tip is focus on a few things at first, and basically that's more targeted towards people who want to do YouTube. So I think that if you want to do YouTube, you need to have a focus in mind. So me and Joe started YouTube, and we did have a focus, but we played a lot of games, and our focus was like
It was just a
doing let's
play,
plays.
Yeah.
And so that's not a bad thing. It's just let's plays are really hard to get into because like there's so many famous people who do let's plays that people are gonna be really. It's gonna be hard. You got to really stand out and do something that no one's done before for people to actually watch your stuff, and especially if they're like 30, 40-minute videos. When they're instead they can just watch like Markiplier or like, you know, other let's play YouTubers, right? That have like 1 million subscribers. So like focus on a few things because that helps. So if you want to do like guides or like challenge videos or like build videos, or if you want to do just let's plays, but if you do those, focus on like maybe a few games instead of doing like a ton, because I read one time that like basically you've got to basically set your community up first, and that's kind of how it is with Twitch too. But like you got to build a community, and if like people know what you're known if they come back because they know what you're known for, then they're gonna follow you basically to whatever you do if they like you. But if you're kind of sporadic, they're not gonna really know where you're going with it, so they're not gonna be very like active, I guess. So
Yep.
that would be one of my tips. Okay.
Okay.
Joseph.
So I guess this is technically like tip number 3. That was also like one of the other ones I had. Don't be afraid to break out of your comfort zone and try new things. Because like, while it is nice to have a focus, like, okay, I'm like the let's play guy, or I'm like the make fun of cooking shows guy, or whatever your focus is. Don't be afraid to like change up your formula or try new formulas altogether, just because it keeps things fresh. And like, let's say you're having decent-ish success with like Formula A, but then you try Formula B and it's way more popular. So like if you only stuck with Formula A, you never would have known that Formula B would be so much more popular and stuff. And that's not to say you don't have to like abandon Formula A. If you still enjoy it, you can definitely keep doing it. Just, you know, don't be afraid to break out of your comfort zone a little bit. Embarrass yourself, because as long as you can laugh at yourself, like, you can do anything and people will usually laugh with you. That's what I try to do anyways. So yeah.
Okay. So tip number 4, this is mainly for YouTube, but some for streaming. Use proper tags. So that's something that I was gonna tell you about actually, Joe, because you probably aren't familiar because you haven't been doing as much YouTube, but YouTube basically changes every minute because they do an update like every 25 seconds. Thanks, YouTube. But basically, there's like an algorithm on YouTube, and the algorithm is totally different than what it was 2 years ago when me and Joe were really doing a lot of YouTube. So I've had to actually alter a lot of tags and stuff. And I don't know if you may know this, Joe, but basically in YouTube, you have like default tags you can have set up on all your videos. And we probably need to change those because one thing that I read about is basically if you have tags that aren't related to your video. So like in our videos, we have a lot of Destiny tags. We used to, but I've taken a lot of those out when I do videos, but I need to take them out. I don't know how to get to that part because
I'm pretty sure I did take them out of the default.
You took out some, but you didn't take out all of them. You took so basically, if you have tags that aren't related to your video at all, your video will actually be in the algorithm. Your video will actually not be seen by anyone for the most part. Yep. And so you have to be really careful with that. So that's something that we really need to update on our channel in a sense to like stuff that, we're doing, I guess. But also they allow you to do hashtags up to 15 hashtags in your description now. They only show 3 hashtags in the top of the video, but you don't want to go over 15 hashtags. If you go over 15 hashtags, again, your video will basically not be seen by anyone because the algorithm will basically like block it in a sense. So make sure to use good tags because that's very key for like getting searched. So that would be my next tip.
Tip number
5. Cinco. Fünf, as in German.
What was it?
Fünf, as in German.
That sounds like
F-U. It's F-U-N-F.
Yeah, F-U too. Man.
I think. Okay.
How dare you call me an NF? Frick. Well, I had my next one with my last one, and now I don't, because I thought you were going to say it, but you didn't. Now I don't remember what it was.
Something about tags?
No, it was something related to what I was saying. Frick.
Oh, the one before?
Yeah, the one before the tags. I don't remember.
You were just saying...
I was saying, like, break your comfort zone.
Be out of your comfort zone.
There was something I said specifically that I'm like, I need to mention this as well if Adam doesn't. But I don't remember what it was. Do you have another one?
Yeah, I have some more. Okay. So number 5, I'll just do another one. I said, and I think this is more for Twitch, but mainly for Twitch, but it could be used for YouTube as well. But I said, be prepared to not be successful.
Yeah, that was it. Okay.
That was it.
Yeah. So it was along those lines. Like,
so you can do yours.
It was similar to don't be afraid to not be successful, but it wasn't worded that way. It was nicer sounding. It's don't do it. Don't go into YouTube or Twitch expecting to make a career out of it. Do it for fun and because you want to do it. Because honestly, if you're in it for the money, you're never going to see the money. Unless you like just happen to be one of like the small percentage of people, like I'm talking maybe like 5% of people who get like that one viral video and like that helps boost them into like the spotlight or something. But even then, not a lot of those people can take advantage of that and like build off of that momentum. So don't do it for the money. Don't do it because like, oh, I want to like be my own boss and work from home and do this and that and make lots of money. Do it because you want to do it and because it's fun. That's why we started it in the first place. Like, if you look at our first few videos, like we didn't give a crap about video production really, because like they're so bad, but like they were fun. And I'm like,
dude, they were hilarious to watch
looks
back.
like fun, and like now they're fun to laugh at. But like,
yeah.
And I don't stream for money. Like, I have a job. I don't really need money. I mean, I would always welcome more money, but like I don't stream like, oh, I need a second income. I stream for fun because I like being able to make people laugh even if it's at my expense. So hopefully I can get to a point where I'm making like hundreds or maybe even thousands of people laugh at my expense. But yeah, if you go into it expecting success, and in the form of like riches or like popularity or whatever, you're probably not going to find it. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
more or less what I was going to say.
So that was number 5,
There's
right?
one more thing I wanted to say along with that, but I lost it. Oh well.
Well, I have my other one, so I can
Alright.
do this one.
Number
So number
6.
6 is don't or so do what is fun for you, play what's fun for you, basically. So on Twitch, this is really big on Twitch, but it's also, you know, sort of big on YouTube, but mainly on Twitch. And what I mean by that is it's tough because on Twitch you have, you know, variety streamers basically, and you have single game streamers. That's basically the main categories when it comes to gaming. And so it's technically easier to start off doing just one game, because if you do just one game, then people are going to watch because like that's what they want to watch, because people usually only watch a couple of games. They don't watch like tons of different games, only like a couple for the most part. So if you start off variety streaming, it's kind of tough, because you're switching from game to game. It's hard to kind of keep followers to watch because like they're watching you for that game, and then you go do something else. They might not like that, but you need to do what's fun. So like if you want to do variety streaming, do variety streaming to start off. Don't worry about the single game streaming, you know, because Joe started doing variety streaming and you've gotten, you know, some viewers now. And that's also something that leads to another tip that I have, but like I'll wait to say that after you if you have one. But basically Joe has a few viewers now and he's been doing variety streaming and he's been consistent with it, you know, so it's definitely growing. But if you're not doing what's fun, you're going to really kind of show it basically when you stream. And so what I typically like to do is I'm starting. So I used to stream Elder Scrolls Online, and I actually got a good bit of viewers because a lot of times if you stream games that have, you know, less than 10,000 viewers at a time, you're going to be more likely to have a chance of being seen more because you're going to be in the top page a lot more often than if you stream like Fortnite. Because Fortnite's got like 170,000 viewers, so, you know, I know like 90% of that's Ninja, but like still, it's going to be really hard to get in the top page.
Fortnite
because
also has so many streamers streaming it that you can't actually scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Right. So that's where you have to kind of like pick and choose that. But my point was being that like I was streaming ESO, I was actually getting a lot of viewers, but I stopped because I got bored, and it was like. And not that I got bored. I actually started playing Destiny instead when the new thing came out. And so I did what I wanted to do. And yeah, I lost some viewers, but now I'm actually getting back into streaming because I have a lot of IRL things that I'm doing as well. So like I was trying to figure out my schedule to where I could stream. And so basically this week I'm trying to get back consistent, but next week for sure I'll be back consistently streaming. But what I'm doing is I am streaming a couple games, and I have like a planned agenda basically. So I'm going to basically stream Magic Arena, which is a card game for the most part on all my streams. And then possibly do ESO. And I definitely will do ESO when it comes out with the new expansion, but I'm just doing that. And then on YouTube, I'm just going to be doing guides and build videos for Division and ESO and Monster Hunter. So like I have like a focus with it. So it's like you just have to do what's fun for you, because I know that will be fun for me. But if I say I'm going to just stream Magic for the next year, I definitely am going to have days where I don't want to stream Magic. So if I have a couple games, then you can let your viewers know like, hey, these are the games that I stream, and this is what I'm going to be streaming. And so people will understand that. So that's kind of like what I would say on that topic. So
Yep. Don't be
Did
afraid
you
to, like,
remember
if you do like in your descriptions, tell a little bit about yourself. I mean, like I know YouTube has like the about page, but like not everyone really goes to that because
no one goes to that.
like you think of how many people watch your video on YouTube, how many of them actually read the description, how many of them actually click on your channel to check out your other videos, and then how many of those people actually click on about. So like, don't be afraid to put stuff in the description, like even near the top. And same for like Twitch. Like if you like put like a little like 2 sentence, like I guess summary about yourself and what you do, like that's totally fine. Like you can do that. It'll let people know and stuff. So like on mine, let me pull it up real quick. Channel. So like on mine, I say like, I mostly stream video games, but I've known for the occasional art stream. I prefer single player RPGs, but I also enjoy multiplayer games. Some examples include, and then I list some examples. So like you can do that. Just another little tip, 6.5 or whatever.
Did you remember what you want to say?
No.
Okay, so I have technically like 2 more. So we could, if you can think of another one, then we'd have 9. But I have 2 more. One's big, and Joe kind of does this. So the number 7 is network when it comes to streaming. And by networking, it's just like real life. Like you have to network for like jobs.
Oh yeah.
But basically like, oh, it was? Yeah. Okay. Because basically, you know, if you watch streamers and you like comment in their stream and follow them and like talk to them, like other smaller streamers, and there's actually Discords for smaller streamers, you kind of build a community with them and they'll kind of like support you. And then if you each support each other, then you actually start building viewership up and it gets you like noticed more. So that's something that is really big because a lot of people don't want to network because they kind of want to be like to themselves about it, but you actually need to network. Networking is actually really helpful with streaming. So make sure you do that, and you can join, like I said, small streamer Discords. There's actually like Discords just for small streamers, and then just talk to other streamers that play the same game as you, and like be in their chat and like, you know, be friendly and stuff. And like it doesn't mean that like they're gonna follow you back, but like just be friends with them basically, because like that's how a lot of the big streamers are now, is like they're friends with a lot of the people that stream around them. So that's something that I would recommend.
Yeah. I also would say don't be that person who's like, hey man, like follow for follow, sub for sub, or whatever. Like, no one likes that person. And if you have to do that to get like followers or subscribers or whatever, then you need to change something about your content in order to get that like legitimately.
Yeah.
Because like even if I, for whatever reason, went along with that, like for whatever reason, right? I would never watch that person's content because like I don't care about it. It doesn't interest me. So like why would I give them a follow or a subscribe or whatever? Like, oh, it's like supporting them. It's like, not really though. I'm just saying like all that means is I think their content is worth watching when I personally don't think it is. So it's like you're technically lying. So that's bad. Don't lie, kids.
Yeah, no, don't lie. That was tip 8. So this is going to be tip 9, and this is easy. Just don't give up at it, because basically you just got to keep trying. You got to be consistent, and you got to keep like you can't just like, if you don't get any viewers on your like 10th stream, it doesn't mean you should stop doing it basically. You should just keep doing it, because when it takes time, it definitely does, especially with streaming. YouTube is just, you basically just have to be consistent, and just try to, you know, catch when people need certain information and everything. But there's our 9 tips for content creation. Yeah. So I was going to end it by talking about this hilarious thing that Sean and Trevor told me that there was an article on today.
All right.
Because I think every time we should do like some crazy gaming news that we find out.
Okay.
So the ridiculous gaming news of this week is, if you guys do not know, Anthem has been like a disaster, basically, and
to no one's surprise.
Apparently, they interviewed some former devs for Anthem, and I have to get the actual article for it, but basically, long story short, the E3 trailer apparently had things in it that the devs didn't even know were going to be in the game at that time. So basically, the devs saw the E3 trailer in 2016, and they're like, "Oh wait, is there going to be flying in this game?" And they were like, "Yeah." And so like they're like, "Oh, I guess we have to code for that now." So apparently, like they straight out like lied in the trailer for like a lot of stuff, basically. And the devs said that like it was basically a complete shit show of like things that went on, and I thought that was insane because the fact that they didn't even know there was flying in the game, and at that point, just shows me it's like, what were they doing? Like, I don't even understand. I can't even comprehend that. So that is my ridiculous gaming news of the week, and basically our ridiculous gaming news of the week. Anthem is a complete disaster right now. I don't actually know if it'll be saved or not. It's going to be really tough. So, yeah. Do you have anything else to add or say, Joseph?
Not really. I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Google Chrome tabs open, all of them YouTube videos that I've seen on the front page that I'm going to watch after this podcast. And God. They're all extremely different. One is just like a scene from an anime, Naruto. One is like a little comedy skit, I guess. 2 of them are a cooking show on YouTube, binging with
Babish.
I think
you've never seen that.
It's binging, not binging.
No, it's binging with Babish.
I'm pretty sure it's binging.
No, the guy from my work watches him religiously. It's binging with Babish.
Let me just listen to it real quick. Okay, yeah, it's binging with Babish. Anyways, so 2 of those, but they're both like from yesterday, and they're about Brock's donuts from Pokemon. Do you remember those?
I've seen that one.
So
I think
what's funny is like they're not actually donuts; they're just rice balls. But like, and they had to Westernize it for the U.S. and stuff, so they made them donuts. So,
oh my God.
So like, Brock's always like, "Hey, I got some jelly-filled donuts, guys," and so I guess he's gonna make those as like a joke or whatever. I have a drawing one. I have another drawing one. I have another like comedy thing, but it's about Kirby. I have Drake Bell correcting fans about something at like a concert. That's Drake from Drake and Josh. I have a top 5 video game thing, and then I have this. I guess it's a meme video, but it's chop suey, but you overslept, and the thumbnail was a picture of an alarm clock. So I just imagine, wake up, wake up. As like the alarm clock goes off. I don't know, but yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. That was completely like, 300 miles away from what you asked me, but I just thought I'd let you know that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. But no, I don't have anything else to say other than Nabisco. If you want to like sponsor us, like for realsies, I ate some Oreos. I muted myself so you couldn't hear them. I'm sorry, but they were really good. So if you just want to like sponsor me, you don't even have to sponsor us. Just me, like that'd be great. Hit me up.
That's selfish. Well, thanks again, guys, for watching. Make sure to follow Joe on twitch.tv/Joe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Me on twitch.tv/Probably Got This on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And YouTube channel at Probably Got This. And social media everywhere, all day. And just remember to have faith and be great and become content creators. All right. Later, guys.